Chair calls Sylvia Guzman, Jennifer Vestal. I can't tell if it's an S or a J. Jean Pickett, Laura Toms, Joanne Fleming, Angela Shen. They will be followed by Diana G. Bolas, Kim Morris, Holly Frost, Stacey Edwards, Paula Bengal, and Erica Cole. Let me announce before we hear from this panel that group number 5 may now enter hearing room E1036 and take a seat in the reserved rows in that middle room. Please do so quietly so that the members can hear the witnesses testifying. Sylvia Guzman.
Thank you so much for allowing us to testify today. My name is Sylvia Guzman. I'm speaking today in favor of Senate Bill 1. My husband is an adult cardiac surgeon, cardiothoracic surgeon, as well as a pediatric heart surgeon. I managed a pediatric cardiology practice for many years, as well as developed a pediatric cardiac program in the Dallas area. Very successful one. The heart is the first organ to develop and is formed by the 6th week. That's 1.5 months, when the baby's heartbeat can first be detected. By the 9th week, the heart rate is roughly that of a newborn. By the 21st week, the child startles to the acoustic stimulus on the mother's womb. This means that the baby is probably listening to its mother's own heartbeat, and as well as its own. Then at 12 weeks, the baby, when you tickle it, will smile. So when you puncture a child or hurt it, most logically, the opposite of that is pain. The facts are clearly, by 20 weeks, or soon therein, the child in the womb is not a piece of tissue, but a human being that feels pleasure and pain. The child has nascent awareness of his or her surroundings. We all, if we are intellectually honest in this discussion, must come to this agreement. In fact, if we would all be honest today, we should generally agree that the mother, too, is in a vulnerable time. Whether our first pregnancy was a live birth or an abortion, surely we would all agree that we had little awareness of actual consequences of such a dramatic decision. Everyone with children, and most with abortions, realize that life in the womb changed everyone's life in unknowable ways for the future. Life itself is pregnant with possibility, so let's be honest, at least to ourselves, about the vulnerability and expectation of life at any stage.
Thank you. Let me announce for people who are out there listening that Group 6 may go to whatever the room right across the hall is, 128. Yes, 128. Jennifer it's the S and the J. Somebody wrote a J here. Vestal.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. My name is Jennifer Vestal. I live in Dallas County, and John Corona is my senator. I am a 4th-generation Republican, now a 1st-generation Democrat. I am representing myself, and I oppose this bill. I'm trying to understand why some members of the Texas legislature feel it is necessary to hobble and hog-tie my constitutional rights regarding reproductive freedom. How does a woman dealing with complex and difficult decisions about her own contraception and reproduction lessen your right to follow your own religious and ethical beliefs? That is why it is called the right to choose. A woman is free to choose the path that her own circumstances, religion, and conscience dictate. This is what the Constitution of the United States has guaranteed us. This bill is designed to thwart that right in the most Machiavellian way possible. No collateral damage is considered too extreme if it produces the desired result, to restrict a woman's access to reproductive counseling, abortions, and medical care. The fact that many women's access to basic medical care during pregnancy and birth will be obliterated seems not to affect your consciences in any way. For many politicians and their constituents, support of this bill appears to be a decision based deeply in religion and personal faith. They feel that their religious tenets should and must trump the rule of law. But let us think about this for a moment. In recent memory, we sent troops to the other side of the world to quell this kind of behavior. But when it rears its head here in Texas, the response is to bus in reinforcements from outside the state. I am proud to be a Texas woman sitting here today in opposition to Senate Bill 1, and I ask you to vote against it. Thank you for hearing my testimony.
Thank you, Ms. Pickett.
Yes, my name is Jean Pickett, and I am from District 5. Senator Whitmire is my representative. My name is Jean Pickett, and I'm here to speak in favor of Senate Bill 1. Senate Bill 1 simply gives a woman who has made a choice of abortion to have the same care a woman who has had a miscarriage is given by her doctor. Her doctor actually sends her to the hospital for that procedure. Shouldn't all women get care by a doctor that has admitting privileges to a hospital or care from a clinic that is certified? I know this legislation is not specific to Roe v. Wade, but that is where my testimony begins. 40 years ago in January, Roe v. Wade was passed. Almost to this exact day, 40 years ago, July 8th, I found myself in a newly opened abortion clinic, Planned Parenthood in Albuquerque, New Mexico, having an abortion, getting red roses and a "congratulations, you're our first." It is true still today that abortion clinics are more concerned with the action of abortion than the care of the woman. I actually had a repeat visit 2 years later. Once again, no counseling on any options. The only option this clinic gave was abortion. As long as an abortion is legal in this country, no woman should feel that abortion is her only option, as I did. It took me years to realize and come to understand what the harm that taking a life only to make your life easier and less complicated actually does to a woman. I'm here to say that no matter if it's 40 years, 4 years, or 4 months, it will take a toll on your life. Relationships, addictions, anger, and other behaviors. Yes, I had a very successful life in business as a pro-choice career woman, but where's the balance of family? I made a choice not to have one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jean Pickett.
That was me.
Oh, that was you. I'm sorry. Next will be Laura Thomas. Tom.
That's me. Thank you for allowing me to speak today. My name's Laura Toms. I live in Austin. Kirk Watson is my senator. I represent myself, and I oppose SB 1. I oppose SB 1 because I believe it will diminish the quality of health care for women in Texas. I have attended all the legislative hearings on this subject since June 23rd, and I have yet to hear any compelling evidence that the abortion facilities in Texas are subpar and are in need of drastic improvement. I have used these sort of women's health facilities for a variety of services, for information, cancer screenings, contraception, and medical services, and have only received the best of care and information. SB 1 would hurt Texas women by creating an undue burden to access safe and reasonable health services for women throughout Texas. If you really want to improve the health of women in Texas, please listen to them, to their doctors, and fund women's total health programs. Do not restrict these programs on a woman's right to make decisions for herself. I support access to safe legal abortions because I trust women to make decisions for themselves about their own health. It is our constitutional right. It is not the place of this legislature to make these decisions for women. This bill is intrusive, overreaching, and there is no evidence to prove that it is necessary. A total waste of taxpayer time and money. Early this morning, when I knew I had a spot to testify, someone in line next to me said, "Say what you want, it doesn't matter. They've already made up their minds." But it's my most sincere hope that you are still listening, that these words, these indisputable facts, this beautiful display of the voice of the people over these last few weeks, true democracy at its finest, still may sway you. Please, for the sake of women's health in Texas, vote no on SB 1. Thank you.
Thank you. Joanne Fleming.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman, and Senators, thank you so much for your service to the state of Texas. Today I'm here representing,
Ms. Fleming, I need you to say
I'm sorry, Joanne Fleming.
Thank you.
I am the chairwoman of the Texas Legislature's Tea Party Caucus Advisory Committee. I'm here today to speak in strong support on behalf of the committee for Senate Bill 1 and House Bill 2. We want to make sure that there is no confusion and no doubt in anyone's mind that we join with other pro-life Texans who believe that the most basic right of our liberty is life. We are issuing this statement today to join with Texas Tea Party and grassroots conservative liberty groups from across the state to take a stand on the issue of life and medical safety for women. This legislation is an appropriate corrective action in response to horrific excesses in the abortion industry, such as those recently exposed in the multiple-count murder trial of Dr. Kermit Gosnell in Philadelphia. Everybody is very well aware of the Houston abortion clinic workers who came forward with like testimony that is similar to the Philadelphia case. We are concerned that there seems to be no investigation of this matter. All medical evidence proves a baby is viable at 20 weeks. Therefore, protecting that life is a reasonable, responsible, and just exercise of your constitutional duty. We therefore urge passage of this logical and judicious legislation. I have just a couple more seconds. I want to say that after following the budget for 2 sessions, I'd like to disabuse people of the idea that Texas is starved for federal funds. Federal funds play as big a part as ever in the Texas budget. Thank you.
Thank you. Is Angela Shen here? Angela Shen registered in opposition to the bill, wishing to provide oral testimony. I'm going to change that to wishing to register a position, not wishing to testify. This group moves on. Ms. Vestler, you brought up a point that I've heard numerous times, that I just want to provide some information for everybody, because I think it's important for you to know. When we talk about funding women's health, and we talk about funding family planning, this legislature, during regular session, I'm looking here at the committee here, Senator Huffman, some of us are also on the Finance Committee, and Senator Huffman, myself, Senator Zaffarini, who is not here, Senator Dewell, who else is on our committee? Who's different? No? Look at that. I don't know. But it was a bipartisan subcommittee, the Finance Committee, and we pretty much were assigned with deciding how we were going to spend Health and Human Service related money. And the first thing we said we were going to do was add above the base Senate bill $100 million to go directly for women's health and family planning.
Is that being directed to bring these clinics up to the standard to which they will be?
No, ma'am. It's to provide necessary services to for women's health. And now, this isn't a question and answer. I'm just telling you that we worked very hard, and we said we are going to find the money to do that. So it's important for people to understand that we worked hard. And when you say that women, some, not you, have said women don't care about women's health, we do care, and we fought hard. We said unanimously that was our #1 priority. So just want to put it out there. Thank you to this panel.